Good morning, I'm Debbie from Deb.com, and I found this adorable frame online, and the web page that it was on, the gal spoke French, and so I decided that I would make it in English. I don't speak any French, but it was very interesting watching her, and she did a great job of giving measurements that I could convert to our measurements here in the United States. So let's get started. First, I'm going to tell you all the papers that I used, and I used a 6x6 Whisper White and embossed it with a softly falling embossing folder. And then I chose a coordinating cardstock, which was 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. In this case, I used pumpkin pie. Then I have a 7 1/4 by 7 1/4 Whisper White, and a 9 11/16 by 9 11/16. 11/16 is just short of 3/4, so that's a good rule of thumb for you. And I used the back of our Designer Series paper, the cardstock that comes in that pack. You can tell by the writing here on the corner, and we'll make sure we get that on the inside of the project. And then we started with a 12 by 12 sheet of Peekaboo Peach, one of my favorites, and I scored it at 1/2 inch, 1 1/8 inch, 2 3/8, and 3 inches on each side. So that was on all 4 sides. We're going to flip this over because we're going to work from the back. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. The score lines, they're there, but they're very faint. And so what I did is I marked this corner down here so that you would be able to see what I'm going to cut. And this is how I cut each corner. So I cut, and I'm going to use my paper snips to do this. This is a cut line, and I will put this on my blog so you'll know. And this is a cut line because we do want to keep a little tab out of this corner to make it stronger. And thankfully this black mark won't show on the other side. So that's how our corners look. So they have each one has this little tab here, and you just fold those little tabs in, and we're going to put some turn tape on those, each one of those. I love this stuff here. It's just great. You just stick it on there and tear it. Whoops. Unless it sticks to your hand. And it's a little more difficult. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what I did on the center to create the frame, because it is a 3-dimensional frame. So I took my ruler and my knife here. First of all, let's go back. So on this frame, there's a frame here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is a frame here that of my score lines. I don't want to go to the first intersection, but I want to go to the second intersection, because there's an intersection each time those score lines come together. So I'm going to mark those just so that I know where I'm going with my cut. And this is the 4th one. Okay. And like I said, I will put this on my blog so that you can see exactly where I'm talking about. Okay. And then I'm going to take my knife here, and I'm going to cut right along the edge of my ruler, all the way down to that little dot that I made. And then I'm going to turn it, just one turn, and do the same thing here. Go from this corner down to this corner. Okay. And then I'm going to take the knife and I'm going to cut in. I just want to cut in a 1/2 inch, or just a little, an inch or so, just so that I have something to glue down. It doesn't have to be exact. This part is really forgiving. So I could even take and cut this off with my scissors. And you want to hang on to these. We're going to use those. So let's pull them out so I don't cut them underneath. I'm just going to do that on all 4 edges. See if I can make it a little straight. Like I said, it's very forgiving, this part. It doesn't matter if they're crooked or if they're not the same size. They are going to work. It's just a little something to have to glue down, and you could even make it smaller. I don't think I'd make it any larger. I mean, not a lot larger, because you want those, because we are going to use those. Okay, I'm just going to make this come together here, and that takes care of those. Whoops, that didn't cut all the way through. Let's try this again. Not enough pressure. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we're going to start the fold. We're done with that ruler, we're done with the knife. I'm going to start our fold. So you're going to determine, first of all, where your bottom is. This is the bottom for me. That will be this area right here, because I want my words right side up. If it doesn't make any difference on your paper, then just choose a place and that will be the bottom. The bottom you're going to fold towards, turn it over and fold it towards you. Okay? And then you'll want to use a bone folder for this, because you'll get nice crease lines on it that way. Okay, now we can turn our paper back over, and the rest of it we're going to fold from the back. And so let's just start with folding all of those score lines that we made. And we'll fold that one, and then fold this one. And like I said, if you use that bone folder, it will just make for a nice crisp edge. And we'll do that on all 4 sides. Now this side, we've already folded that one that way. So we're just going to fold this one under. And that's our bottom. And this one we're going to fold as well. Okay, then we're going to fold the center area. No, before we do that, let's attach our corners. So what we want to do here is we want to make some nice crisp corners here. So I'm going to peel off that tear and tape and just fold that over and press that underneath. We're going to do that on all 4 corners. Indeed we are. Let's turn this over so I can work with it. And same thing here. Up, 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 up. Not too soon. Okay. There. And same thing here. So that's why we kept these little flaps and didn't cut them out. They'll just make our frame stronger and give us a nice crisp corner. There. Put that last one. Okay, good. Okay, now let's flip it back over, and we're going to fold the inside. So we're going to fold this in, like so, and then fold it back over, okay? And score. So fold it over this way, and fold it back over. You're going to do that on all 4 edges, just the same. You just want to make sure you fold it on your score line and bring it back. Okay, so get all 4 sides on that. Okay, and then we're going to attach this 9 and 11/16 back to this. So first we've got to put something on here. Make sure that your label side is up, because we don't want that to show on the back of our project. And we're going to use the tear and tape adhesive once again. And we don't need that in there. We will put it around all 4 sides. And that's what I love about it. It's really quick, and you're just lickety-split, and it holds so beautifully. So we have our tear and tape on there. And we're done with that. Okay, so I'm going to peel one of these off. And remember how we folded that front at the bottom a little differently? Well, that's what we're going to work with right now. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put this piece of tag board, is really what it is, right in the corner here and over there, right on that lip, and press it down. And then you're going to flip it over, and it's going to give you a really nice finish there, and it gets you off for a good start for attaching the rest of your frame. Okay, and it looks like our frame is good, and we're going to make it just work. So let's peel off the rest of this. Now, if I was going to attach a ribbon to go around a part of my frame for some reason, if I decided I wanted to do that, this is where I would do it. I would do it now. So I would attach the ribbon right in here so that it would be, let's get rid of those. It would be good and secure on this edge. Okay, and I'm going to bring this up. And I want to attach my top first. That's where I want to focus on getting that nice and straight. And then bring my edges in. And his edges out a little bit. So let's see if we can pull him. There he goes. Just give him a little push and he goes in. And nice and crisp. Okay, then I would flip this over, go from the inside, and just make sure that that is good. And oops, see, that one's still movable. Stuck down really good and secure. Just make sure they're even there. Okay, and our top, I think we're pretty good with, but we'll just do it to the top too. Okay, now we're ready to do the inside here. Because it is three-dimensional, and I'm going to use the Tombow glue. Mono, I don't know where that, yeah, it's called Mono. The Tombow glue here, our green glue, which I love, because it gives me a little flexibility, and if I want to move this a little bit, and I want to do this pretty quickly, because I want to put my center in here in case I need for it to flex with me. And so you're just going to put some adhesive there and try to put those down straight. You want them to not stick out. You want them to go down straight. This one's way under there. And just bring it down straight. Okay, now I'm going to take my 7 1/4 inch Whisper White, and that is going to go in here. And this is why I want it in here quickly, is so that if it needs to adjust, we can adjust it. And it looks like it's pretty good. So I'm going to pull that back out. Come out of there. Come on. Okay. Pull that back out of there. And just push that in. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we're going to let that dry a little bit. We'll let it set. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to do the corners. So you see how we have this hole in the corner? We don't like that. I would really like to cover it before I put it together, but I tried several different things and nothing would work. So we're going to go with what I know works. So these are those pieces that we had left over when we cut, and so this is why you're going to keep them. You're going to fold them in half. Actually, I want them folded this way. And I still have my banner punch. If you have a washi label punch, that works as well. It gives a nice finish. I have already gotten rid of mine, unfortunately. And I'm going to try to punch 2 of them out of this. Yep, I should be able to get 2 out. And so what I want to do is I want to leave the edge, so I don't want to punch this edge right here. I want it because that's the folded edge. And I hope I chose the right ones. I did. So some of the papers are going horizontally like this, and some of them are going vertically once you position your words, because I have a design, a pattern. So what I'm doing is I'm using the ones that go the right direction so that when I put them in here, they'll be less obvious that they are there. I don't really want them to show that they're there. So I'm just going to do that one more time. And this is about the right width for those. This punch is, and so it works out well. But just make sure you remember to leave that edge. Don't punch your edge. You only get one shot at this. Okay, and then I'm just going to put some adhesive on, particularly on the ends, because that's what's going to touch. The centers are not going to touch. And I'm going to just make sure I have my words right side up, so that if it does show, it's a nice clean. And see this. And they are going to go right in the corners here. Just place them down in the corner. I did this after I put my paper in before, and my 7 1/4, and it this paper ended up sitting on top of it, so it made it more obvious that it was there. I don't really want it to be obvious that it's there, but it has a function to cover those holes. And put that one right up in there. It does cover them up nicely. Just makes them less. And put that one in right in that corner. Okay, now we're going to set this aside, and we're going to do our decoration here. And this is our 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. This is our 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I'm just going to use dotted mono on this. And this is going to center on here. And then I used, on my 6 by 6, I used Softly Falling embossing folder and embossed that. And we're going to center that on here. We just want a little bit of that showing around the edge. Okay, and then you could decorate it any way you want. This then becomes part of this, and I'm going to use our fast fuse on this because it's going to stay in there, and we want it to stay in there. And I love fast fuse. It's just the best. When I first got it, I wasn't too sure about it, and I started using it, and I just fell in love with it. It stays. It's just so easy to use. So I'm going to just put this right here in the corners. And we're just going to push that down. Beautiful. Okay, let's decorate. I'm going to use my silicone sheet, and I am going to use the 2-way glue pen for this. They have retired, but I love these pens, and I have a bunch of them, and you'll probably hear me say that in every video that I use them in, at least until they're gone. So, but they are great pens, and they work really well. So I'm just going to put this flower in that angle, and this flower this angle. I'll overlap them a little bit because I want their stems to come together. Okay, I have the word love that I'm going to put on this one. You could do this for a wedding, you could do it for a baby shower, you could do it, oh my gosh, for anything and everything. They're just so cute. And then I have butterflies. Now all of these are cut out of Sunshine Wishes, And it's a great die set. I love it. I've used it so much already. And it's only been out since June. So you can tell I just really like it. And then I have these little butterflies that I die cut from that same set, from Sunshine Wishes. And so we're going to attach this little butterfly. So I've used Peekaboo Peach and Pumpkin Pie together, and I think it really complements each other. And then I think we'll put some rhinestones on there. What do you think? That I have a little tiny one for the butterfly, and I have some larger ones for my flowers. Whoops, didn't catch it all the way. And then I will attach my bow with a glue dot. And there we are. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. You can see the instructions in this video at Stampwithdeb.com, or if you need any of the supplies to make this project, you can order them there. Thank you so much for visiting today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.